1960. Before Motown had a name, before the British invasion changed everything, before soul music had even fully decided what it wanted to be. America was glued to jukeboxes, transistor radios, and the charts. And in that one single year, a handful of songs came and went that most people have completely forgotten about. But not us. Not today.
He don't love you like God.
Today, we are going back, all the way back, to uncover 12 of the most overlooked, underrated, and just plain stunning R&B records of 1960. Songs with stories that will surprise you. Stories that got buried under decades of radio repetition.
I told you, baby, how I feel.
Stay with us through the full countdown, because one of these songs was recorded by total accident, and it launched one of the most iconic careers in music history. Another was written by a man who could not even stand up on his own wedding day. Let's go.
Yeah, I want somebody.
Number 12. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Hank Ballard and the Midnighters. We kick things off at number 12, and we are starting loud. While Chubby Checker was riding the twist to the top of the charts in 1960, he was writing a song he did not write. Hank Ballard wrote The Twist in 1958. He recorded it first. But when Dick Clark booked someone for American Bandstand, he passed on Hank and went with a younger, cleaner-cut act instead. Checker's version went to number 1 twice. Hank got the writing credit and the royalties, but not the moment. So Hank came back in the fall of 1960 with Let's Go, Let's Go, Let's Go, a stomping, hollering, absolutely undeniable dance record. It hit number 1 on the R&B chart and number 1 on the pop chart, making it his biggest charting single of his career. The Midnighters lock into a groove that practically reaches through the speaker and grabs you by the collar. He never got bitter on record. He got louder. Hank Ballard was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1990, recognized at last as one of the architects of rhythm and blues. Starting strong at number 12, but we are just getting warmed up. Number 11 is coming, and it's from the same man. Number 11, Finger Poppin' Time, Hank Ballard and the Midnighters. Yes, Hank Ballard appears twice in this countdown. He earned it. Earlier in 1960, before Let's Go, Let's Go, Let's Go, Hank had already dropped another massive record. Finger Poppin' Time, recorded at King Recording Studio in Cincinnati, where so many R&B legends cut their tracks. It was pure party music, built on call and response, hand claps, and Hank's unmistakable raspy delivery. It peaked at number 7 on the pop chart. And here is the thing that makes it remarkable. This man watched his own song, The Twist, become a cultural phenomenon for someone else. And his response was to go into the studio and make 2 joyful, danceable, completely irresistible records. No bitterness, no public feud, just music. Consider what Hank Ballard accomplished in just 1960 alone. 2 major hits on the R&B chart, while simultaneously watching his greatest creation become someone else's legacy. Fun fact, Hank performed Finger Poppin' Time on American Bandstand on the same show where Chubby Checker debuted the twist. He literally had to watch it happen in person, and he still went out there and performed like a champion. Numbers 12 and 11 belong to Hank. But number 10, that one belongs to a voice that stopped time. Number 10, This Bitter Earth, Dinah Washington. There are songs that age well, and then there are songs that feel like they were pulled directly from somewhere outside of time. This Bitter Earth is one of the latter.
The glow of a rose.
Dinah Washington recorded it in 1960 at a moment when her life, by all accounts, was complicated.
And if my life...
Multiple marriages, struggles with prescription medication, a public persona that was both adored and deeply misunderstood. Her voice on this record carries all of it, even if you do not know any of that when you first hear it.
Today.
The song peaked at number 24 on the pop chart and number 8 on the R&B chart. Not her biggest hit by the numbers, but it became one of the most enduring recordings of the entire era.
Yes, can be so.
Its spare orchestration and Dinah's devastating control made it the kind of record that stops you where you stand. Dinah Washington passed away in December of 1963. She was 39 years old. The cause was an accidental overdose of prescription sleeping pills combined with alcohol. Decades later, This Bitter Earth found a whole new generation when it was sampled and woven through a Max Richter orchestral composition, bringing her voice back into a completely different musical world and reminding everyone of exactly what she was capable of.
And this bitter earth.
Some voices only get one era. Hers deserved a dozen.
But while a voice.
From Heartbreak and Heartache at 10, we moved to number 9, where two artists who reportedly hated each other made one of the most irresistible records of the year.
Listen, 90% of you watching right now aren't subscribed yet. If these stories are blowing your mind, imagine what you're missing. Hit subscribe, turn on that bell, and join the 200,000 R&B fans who never miss a Groove Lens upload.
Number 9, Baby, You've Got What It Takes, Brooke Benton and Dinah Washington.
Well, now it takes more.
When the Queen of the Blues met the most consistent hit maker on the R&B chart, something combustible was always going to happen.
Ooh, it takes a lot of loving.
Dinah Washington had been a star for over a decade when she recorded this duet with Brooke Benton. Her voice was pure fire, direct, bluesy, and utterly fearless. Brooke Benton was the opposite, smooth, unhurried, warm.
The snow.
Well, it takes two hearts.
Together, they had a chemistry that sounded like an argument you would actually enjoy overhearing.
Than a lifetime to prove that I'll be.
Baby, You've Got What It Takes hit number 1 on the R&B chart in early 1960 and reached number 5 on the pop chart, giving both artists one of their biggest crossover moments of the decade.
You know you've got just.
Now here's the thing the charts never told you. Behind the scenes, Dinah and Brooke reportedly could not stand each other.
To knock me off my feet. And
According to accounts from the sessions, there was real tension between them. And on at least one occasion during a live show, things reportedly got loud in a way that had to be physically managed.
To prove that I'll be true. Nice.
And yet the records they made together are breezy, warm, and completely irresistible.
You know you've got just what.
They recorded 4 duet singles total. Every single one was a hit. That is either great professionalism or proof that tension makes great art. Number 9 was All Chemistry. Number 8 is about legacy and one of the most devastating voices in the history of American music.
Say it again.
Come on, let's do it one more time, all right?
Number 8, A Woman, a Lover, a Friend, Jackie Wilson. Jackie Wilson moved like nobody else on earth. His range stretched from a shaking gospel cry all the way down to a velvet whisper.
Somebody to love me.
And he had this quality that made it feel like he was singing directly to you, only you, no matter how big the crowd.
Friend. A woman, a lover, a friend.
By 1960, he had already scored massive hits with Reet Petite and Lonely Teardrops. And A Woman, a Lover, a Friend showed exactly why he was in a class of his own. It hit number 1 on the R&B chart in 1960 and peaked at number 15 on the pop chart.
I don't want to dance again.
Lush strings, that impossibly controlled vocal, a lyric that moves from tenderness to desperation in the span of a single verse.
I'm looking for someone who's not.
He was a showman first, but on ballads like this, you heard the gospel foundation underneath everything.
I want me a woman.
Jackie Wilson had 46 R&B chart entries across his career. He was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1987.
Somewhere around.
At the 1984 Grammy Awards, Michael Jackson dedicated his Album of the Year win for Thriller directly to Jackie Wilson, calling him one of his greatest inspirations. In 1975, Jackie suffered a massive heart attack on stage during a performance. He never fully recovered. He passed away in 1984, having spent the last years of his life in a coma.
I want a lover.
His voice was one of the most extraordinary instruments of the 20th century. And this record is proof. From Jackie Wilson at number 8, we head to number 7, and a song that 2 random teenagers off a Detroit street helped record.
I want a friend.
Number 7, Money, That's What I Want, Barrett Strong.
The best things in life.
In the summer of 1959, 2 high school kids were walking past a 2-story house on West Grand Boulevard in Detroit. They heard music coming from inside, a piano riff, somebody singing, and they wandered in off the street. Those 2 kids ended up playing guitar and bass on what would become Motown's first hit record. The song was Money, That's What I Want.
That's what I want.
Berry Gordy had a piano riff going. Janie Bradford wrote the lyrics. Barrett Strong, one of the first artists Gordy ever signed, was 18 years old, banging the keys and screaming the words. And 2 random teenagers from the neighborhood filled out the band.
That's what I want.
The single was released on Gordy's new Tamla label in August 1959.
That's what I want.
But Tamla was too small to handle national demand, so Gordy leased it to his sister Gwen's label, Anna Records, which had Chess Records distribution. That is when it went national, hitting number 2 on the R&B chart and number 23 on the pop chart by early 1960. The Beatles heard it in a record shop and added it to their live set before they even had a record deal. In 1963, they recorded it for their second album. Money remains the only song recorded by both the Beatles and the Rolling Stones. As for Barrett Strong, he later partnered with Norman Whitfield at Motown and co-wrote I Heard It Through the Grapevine, War, Papa Was a Rolling Stone, and Just My Imagination. One hit as a performer, dozens as a writer. Not a bad trade. 7 down, 6 to go. And number 6, that one was recorded by accident, by a woman who almost never got the chance. Number 6, A Fool in Love, Ike and Tina Turner. In March of 1960, Ike Turner booked studio time at Technosonic Studios in St. Louis.
Please tell me what's wrong.
He had a song written, he had a band, he had a singer booked, a man named Art Lassiter. Art Lassiter did not show up. He had borrowed $80 from Ike for new car tires. He took the money. He skipped the session. The studio time was already paid for. Ike had a 20-year-old background singer in his crew named Anna Mae Bullock, a girl from Brownsville, Tennessee, who had practically begged to sing lead for years and kept getting told no. She knew the song from rehearsals. She stepped up. Ike recorded it as a demo, fully intending to erase her voice when Lassiter showed up. But then he played it at a gig at Club Imperial, and a local disc jockey went absolutely wild. He sent it to Juggy Murray at Sue Records in New York. Murray heard it, offered Ike between $20,000 and $25,000, and told him to make that girl the star. He gave Anna Mae a new name. Tina Turner, A Fool in Love, peaked at number 2 on the R&B chart and number 27 on the Hot 100. It became a million seller. Tina made her national TV debut on American Bandstand in October 1960, while over 8 months pregnant, and it almost never happened because a man skipped a recording session over $80. A career born from an accident at number 6. At number 5, a song born from a moment of pure helpless longing. Number 5, Save the Last Dance for Me, The Drifters. This one requires you to sit down for a second. The songwriter Doc Pomus, born Jerome Felder, contracted polio as a child. He spent most of his life on crutches. As he got older, he moved to a wheelchair. Despite all of that, he became one of the most gifted songwriters of the Brill Building era, writing hundreds of songs for artists from Elvis Presley to Ray Charles.
I will never, never let you go.
In 1957, he married a Broadway actress and dancer named Willie Burke. On their wedding night, Doc sat in his wheelchair and watched his beautiful new bride dance with every other man in the room, including his own brother, Raoul. He could not join her. He could only watch.
If you're all alone, can he take you home?
A few years later, he found the wedding invitation in a hat box. The memory flooded back. He stayed up through the night, writing the lyrics on the back of that same invitation.
So darling, save the last dance.
The song was originally placed on the B-side of a Drifters single, which means it almost did not exist as a hit at all. It was Dick Clark, who flipped the record over, heard it, and told Atlantic Records they had the wrong song on top.
So darling, save the last.
Save the Last Dance for Me spent 3 weeks at #1 on the pop chart and hit #1 on the R&B chart.
Dance for me. Oh.
The lead vocal you hear is Ben E. King, who left the Drifters just months later for a solo career. It was the group's biggest hit, and it came from a man watching his wife dance while he sat alone.
So darling, save the last dance for me.
Number 5 came from a hat box. Number 4 came from a highway in the American South. And what Sam Cooke saw there changed him forever.
Save the last dance.
Number 4, Chain Gang, Sam Cooke.
I hear something saying.
Picture this. Sam Cooke, already known as the King of Soul, is on tour through the American South in 1959.
That's the sound of
His bus pulls over on a highway somewhere in the Carolinas, and there he is, face to face with a chain gang of black prisoners working in the blazing heat, shackled to each other, moving in the brutal rhythm of forced labor. Sam and his brother Charles got off the bus. They gave the men what they had on hand, several cartons of cigarettes, and then they drove away. That moment never left him. He went into RCA's New York studio in January 1960 to record the song, but he was unsatisfied with the result.
We're working on the highways and byways and well.
He came back 3 months later and redid the vocals until he got exactly what he heard in his head. That grunting hoo-ah call and response, the clank of a chain on a mic stand, the contrast between his smooth tenor and the brutal imagery underneath it all. Chain Gang peaked at #2 on the Billboard Hot 100 and the R&B chart. White America was humming along to a song that was, at its core, a protest against the prison system. Whether they knew it or not, Sam Cooke had pulled off one of the most elegant Trojan horses in music history.
Come on, everybody.
This was his first major hit for RCA Victor, and his first time cracking the UK Top 10. Number 4 was a Trojan horse. Number 3 is a story about songs that were never supposed to belong to the man who made them famous.
Everybody do it. Let me hear. Come on, let me hear you.
Number 3, Kiddio, Brooke Benton.
Baby, be my queen of hearts. Please.
Brooke Benton had a baritone so rich and easy, it sounded like it had been aged in something expensive.
Now one word can close this deal. Now, baby.
Critics called him the Uptown Soul Pioneer. Some compared him to Billy Eckstine. Even Gene Vincent named him as his all-time favorite singer. And in 1960, he was everywhere.
Make me feel good, kiddo.
But here's the thing most people do not know. The songs that made Brooke Benton a star, including Kiddio, were originally meant for someone else entirely.
Kiddo, don't you know that's wrong?
When producer Clyde Otis brought Benton's compositions to Mercury Records, the label wanted to offer them to Nat King Cole. Otis convinced Cole not to record them. Then he signed Benton himself and handed the songs right back to their own writer.
I told you, baby, how I feel.
Kiddio had already appeared in a 1957 film called Mr. Rock and Roll. Sung by a different artist, when Brooke recorded his version in 1960, he made it definitively, undeniably, his own.
Wasting time, but can't get you off.
The song climbed to number 7 on the pop chart and went all the way to number 1 on the R&B chart. The 4th time in just over a year that Benton had topped the R&B rankings.
Off my mind, and you can make me feel.
Fun fact, critics had started calling his music, quote, pop-pap. Kiddio was his answer. Jaunty violins, blues with a beat, and a delivery so relaxed it sounded like breathing.
I want you to say yes, and don't you say no.
Third place belongs to Brooke Benton. Second place, a song that carries the weight of an entire generation's heartbreak. And number one, you are going to want to hear why it matters.
It's me, baby, tell me, sir. Now if you
Number two, He Will Break Your Heart, Jerry Butler.
Love you if he did.
There are songs that win charts. And then there are songs that are born in the back of a car, on a highway between Philadelphia and Atlantic City. That is literally where this one came from.
The new love that you found.
Jerry Butler, a 20-year-old kid who had just walked away from a group called The Impressions, was riding with his friend Curtis Mayfield and a roadie named Eddie Thomas. They were talking about something they had all seen on tour.
Like I love you.
The girls who waited backstage for the stars danced all night with them and then went right back to their real lives when the tour bus pulled away the next morning. That conversation became the concept. That concept became He Will Break Your Heart.
Now he uses all the great.
He was called the Iceman, not because he was cold, but because Philly radio DJ Georgie Woods said his stage presence was so smooth it was almost impossible to read. And on this record, that coolness, it's everything. No shouting, no drama, just that calm, devastating certainty in his voice.
But he's had so many rehearsals.
The song peaked at number 7 on the Billboard Hot 100 and went all the way to number 1 on the R&B chart in 1960. It was the first major hit for Motown rival VJ Records.
To him it's just another.
Fun fact, 15 years later, Tony Orlando and Dawn covered it under a new title and took it all the way to number 1 on the Hot 100. Tony had the bigger hit, but Butler had the soul.
Play, but wait.
Drop it in the comments. Which version hits harder for you? And now, our number 1, the song that an entire state made its official anthem. The song that a blind man from Georgia recorded and gave back to the world.
I'll be there today.
Number 1, Georgia on My Mind, Ray Charles. We arrive at number 1, and it could not be anything else. Ray Charles did not write Georgia on My Mind. The song was composed in 1930 by Hoagie Carmichael, with lyrics by Stuart Gorell. It had been recorded dozens of times before Ray ever touched it, but what Ray Charles did to it in 1960 was not a cover. It was a transfiguration. He took a light, breezy standard and poured 30 years of gospel training, blues instinct, and personal longing into every single note. He recorded it at Atlantic Records, the label that had already given him hits, but had never heard him quite like this. The session featured a lush string arrangement that framed his voice the way a cathedral frames sound. Georgia on My Mind hit number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 in November of 1960. It was Ray Charles's first number 1 single. He was 30 years old and had been recording professionally for over a decade. He had been blind since the age of 4. He had been orphaned at 15.
Keep Georgia on my mind.
He had navigated a music industry that consistently underestimated what a black artist from the South could do on the pop charts. And then he sat down at a piano, closed his eyes, and recorded this. The song won Ray Charles the Grammy Award for Best Rhythm and Blues Recording in 1961. In 1979, nearly 2 decades after the record dropped, the state of Georgia officially adopted Georgia on My Mind as its state song. Crediting Ray Charles's version specifically, not the composer, not any of the dozens of other artists who had recorded it. Ray Charles. Some songs are recordings. This one is a monument.
In peaceful dreams I see.